Guys, just a little update. We had her fourth chemo session on the 8th of July. They changed the chemo from Pacoxil, that was the one she was doing before, and they changed it to say, put the name on the screen here. Can't remember it and I don't want to butcher it. Monday she was fine when she take chemo, and then Monday midnight she got like a little temperature, and then Tuesday she had like regular clinic, so she went, to her clinic, and well, she had like a really high fever. Her doctor from the clinic told her that she need to go to the emergency, get the fever checked out. So when she went Tuesday, she said like she stayed whole day in the ER. They run all different type of tests. Then they Wednesday lunchtime they said that they were gonna ward her, and they warded her on the medics ward, medics 2, ward 7. When I went to see her, she was feeling really, really sick. She had like roasting fever. Her fever was not breaking. Her entire sheet that they gave her was like covered in blood. She had like bruises on her arms because like they couldn't find her veins, and yeah, it was not a pleasant sight. Today's Friday. Wednesday she was there. Thursday, which was yesterday, I went and visited her. She was still had a high fever. She wasn't eating. She hadn't eaten anything since Tuesday, and it's Friday, and they moved her from Sando Hospital, and she is in Augusto Lawn Hospital, which is a hospital dedicated just to cancer patients. This is in Pointe-a-Pierre. I didn't even know we had a hospital strictly dedicated for cancer patients. Check her, still have a high fever, still in a lot of pain. So she have a chest infection, but it's under control, but they don't know if she have dengue or if what she's experiencing is due to the chemo. That is the update so far. So yeah, treatment for this treatment was by far the worst because it knocked her down really, really bad. Yeah. Alright guys, so the last update that I gave you guys was mommy was at Augustus Lawn in Japan. That was the Friday. I went to visit her the Friday. She was speaking, everything, She did tell me that when she reached there Thursday night, and she turned to sleep, like in her room have like this big glass window and door, and have like trees and stuff there. She saw my grandparents, which is my dad's parents. They both died a while now. She saw them walking towards her with their hands open like this, and she said she got scared and she turned the other side to face the door, and she closed her eyes tight, and she sleep away. And when she wake up Friday morning and she washed, she thought that she was in Granville with all the trees, because if you don't know, mom loved Granville. That was her happy place. She was in Granville. Anyway, so I went to visit her this Saturday. She was still bedridden. She couldn't move, because couldn't find any veins in her hand. So they took the how they call this thing, access, they stick it in her leg. Couldn't really move, and went to visit her this Saturday. She was in a lot of pain. You could see she was in a lot of pain. The fever wasn't too high, but she still had a temperature. She was making joke with Dean and I, but you could have seen that she wasn't well. I spoke to her in the morning. I didn't visit this Sunday because I had some stuff to do, and I spoke to her on the phone, and she was like, yeah, that's okay, no problem, and we would talk and everything. And so happened when I went to visit her the Monday, I went morning time, and she was like sleeping, and she was not like looking like herself, and like I just stand there and I like stand up there for half an hour and I break down because I know at that moment something was wrong, you know. And I made a light soup for her, and I was trying to like wake her up because when I saw it was like 11:30, visiting time was like over at like 12, so I was trying to like wake her up, like to get her to eat something because she hasn't eaten anything since like last week Tuesday. But when she did wake up and she watched me, she looked at me like she didn't know who I am. And at that moment I knew something was wrong, because regardless of like whatever pain my mom in, or like whatever situation she's in, anytime she sees me, like if she don't smile, her eyes smile, you know. And seeing her like that, like, don't know who am I. She wasn't speaking. The nurse said she was unresponsive, like she's not talking. She stopped talking since Sunday morning. That's like after she spoke to me. And it was a shock to see her go from talking and, you know, making a little joke and stuff, even though she was in pain, to like not knowing who I am in the space of like a day. Back to look for her in the evening. My dad was there, and she couldn't talk, but like she was pointing, like, you know, like probably she was getting pain in her stomach or something. And I had carried some mango for her because I know she loved cutlass mango, so I made like a little chow. She wasn't eating, but like my dad told her, you know, he was trying to talk to her and tell her to eat, and while he was talking to her, she was indeed eating. And yeah, when we went back the Tuesday, the situation got worse. Tuesday morning, the nurse said that's how her situation is getting worse. Tuesday evening, when we went back, the doctors pulled us in a room, and he was like, you know, your mom have cancer. It's stage 4. Basically, when it's at stage 4, it's already spread throughout the body. And he was like, her condition is deteriorating. They are trying everything they clinically can to help her. And yeah, Wednesday when we went back, I went Wednesday morning. I was like cleaning her eyes, and like she was again unresponsive, but I was just like wiping her eyes with like some Q-tip, and I was singing her favorite song, which was Jimmy and Jody. Up on YouTube, and you'll hear it. And I was singing that in her ear, and I know she was in agonizing pain. And if you know my mom is a very independent woman. She, regardless of whatever pain she's in, she doesn't let that stop her from doing whatever she has to do. And, you know, seeing her lay down on that bed there helpless and can't even help herself, I know that was a lot for her. Her situation wasn't getting better, and yeah, we were just trying to, like, you know, we were just trying to be there for her in her last. The Wednesday I told her, I was like, Mommy, I know you're holding on. I know that for a fact, because you're probably worried about me and probably my dad and stuff on your hands. I was like, we'll be okay. You know, you can go and rest now because you're in a lot of pain, and go and rest. We will be okay. We would miss you, but we would be okay, you know. My dad spoke to her and told her, you know, go and rest, go home. My brother did the same thing, because the doctors called my brother on Friday, and they said that they wanted to see the family on Saturday morning. Said that we have to come like for 7:30, so we went for 7:30. We reached a little before 7:30, and while waiting and whatever, we waited like about an hour. The doctor came outside, and she told us that, you know, my mom passed away Saturday morning, 20th of July. They're not sure what time, but yeah. Then after, when they clean her up and stuff. We went in the room and checked her. We went in the room and, you know, said our last goodbyes to her. And basically she died of the cancer. The cancer spread rapidly. I knew my mom time was limited. However, I didn't know it would have been so soon, because she'd been diagnosed in January. She's been starting her treatment. She started her treatment in March, and she died in July. So, you know, it's a lot, because my mom was my best friend, and I don't know how, but at least she's in a better place. And seeing her laying down on that bed in the position that she was in, I think that killed me more inside, knowing that I can't help her and seeing her helpless like that was killing me a lot. And I'm glad that she's not suffering and she's not in pain, because that was the last thing she wanted. Like, she did not want to suffer, and she didn't have to suffer for long, you know. It's a bittersweet moment, because on the other hand, I'm happy that she's not suffering and she don't have to go through all that pain and turmoil. And on the next hand, I'm broken, I'm shattered because she's not here. But I know she's in a good place, and I know she's watching over me and my family. So yeah. So that's a little synopsis of what happened. My mom didn't want anyone to know about her situation. So for those of you who may be angry or vexed with my family and I ask of you, please don't, because it was my mom's wishes. And she's no longer here. If you guys want to watch a full funeral, it's live on my channel. You just have to go back. But all this to say is, if you know someone who is in the same situation or similar, my advice to you is be there. Be there for that person. Okay, that's it. So guys, it's the 23rd of July, and today is Mommy's funeral. I still am in shock that I'm still very much in shock. I can't believe it. You know, just 2 weeks ago she was here. I took her to chemo on the 8th of July, as you guys seen in the beginning of this video. And yeah. Anyways, even though she's not here, it's very much hard. Trust and believe, it's very, very, very hard. But in some way, I feel a little sense of relief for her, that she's not here suffering and in pain. And yeah, because it was killing me seeing my mom bedridden for an entire week, unresponsive, and there is nothing that I could have done. Seeing her in that position was eating me alive. And yes, she's no longer here today, but I know she's in a better place, and I know she's not suffering. She would have wanted that for herself, because her last thing was she did not want to suffer. She did not want to be bedridden. And if you know my mom, she is very much the opposite of that. She is very independent. She's always on the go. So no one. She do her own thing. Seeing her helpless like that was killing me. Not only me, it was killing my entire family. My dad, my brother, Dean, my aunts, everyone who loved her, because we know she wouldn't want that for herself. So she's no longer here today physically, but I know she will always be a part of me forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And she'll be a part of all of us. You know? I don't know how to navigate life after this, how to navigate through life after this. This is going to be a very hard transition, one that I'm not ready for, but by the grace of God and by the love and support of my family, we will be okay. And I know she'll be looking down at us and smiling, and she'll always be around us as our guardian angel. So as I prepare myself for later, I don't know, I'm trying to be strong and trust and believe. I really didn't think I had it in me, but I think my mom is with me, and she's with me, giving me the strength to push through and be strong, because I don't know where the strength came up from. Don't get me wrong, I have my moments, but other than that, I don't know where the strength came up from. I really and truly don't know, but I would love to believe that she's with me, guiding me through it. So yeah, we're heading down to my dad's. The funeral is at 2 o'clock. You guys not gonna see this anytime soon, but if you was following me on social media and everything, you would have seen. But I don't know when this video is gonna come out, but I'm just updating you. But yeah, I'm just letting you know. So the funeral service is at 2 o'clock at my dad's in DB, and the Hindu ceremony will be done there, and then we take her to Guy's funeral home. The body will be back there like between 4:30 to 5, where we'll finish whatever little last rites we have to do, and cremation is 5:30. In the interim of that, you know, whoever, we'll have like an open floor for whoever want to speak, give a little speech, a little vote of thanks, all of that. And yeah,
See, what is this is a shock to me, but Stephanie herself has taken the opportunity to do the eulogy. And we wish her the strength to do so.
Sitaram, and good evening to all. I am Stephanie Haripasad, the daughter of Hector Ramsmuj and the late Denise Allison Ramsmuj. I stand before you all today with a heavy heart as we gathered here to celebrate the life of my loving mother, Denise Allison Ramsmuj. My mom wasn't just a mother to me. She was also my best friend, a kind soul, and a pillar of strength. I could have talked to her about every and anything, and likewise. Our bond as mother and daughter was inseparable. She was everything I could have ever asked for in a mother and more. No words can describe the emotions I'm feeling right now. Every day that goes by, I miss you more and more. You taught me everything except how to live without you. Now I know why you always told me to be strong. You knew that one day I need the strength to bear your loss. My mom was a very independent, hardworking woman. She always had a mindset of working hard for what you want. Some of you may have known her from previous jobs, such as working at the double sheds in Debe, working at various Chinese restaurants, to owning her own doubles van, roti shop, and running several bars, such as Cobra, better known as Shutters One Stop. I think by the name, you can tell who came up with that, right? Hector? Yeah, Hector? Last but not least, Her favorite of them all was the pub that was located in Granville. Granville was her happy place. All of her business adventures included food because it was her way of showing love. She was known for cooking up a storm. Even when she was in agonizing pain, she wouldn't let that affect her. My mom had been diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer back in March of 2024. She was determined to fight this evil disease, and she did, to the best of her ability. No matter how many curveballs life threw at her, she never let that change her infectious, bubbly personality. And trust and believe life throwed many curveballs her way, but her strength and courage always got her through it. Mom touched the lives of so many people from many different walks of life. She was loved by so many people, and her absence leaves a gaping hole in our hearts, but her memory will forever be a source of strength and love. For those who knew my mom, Denise Ramsnudge, please take a moment to reflect on your favorite memories and share them with someone close. Let's keep her spirit alive by sharing the stories that hold her dear. Even though my words will never be enough, thanking you for the great contribution you made in my life, I want you to know I'm deeply grateful for those special memories of you. You will always bring a smile to myself, Stefan, and Daddy. We love you so much, Mama. The fact that you're no longer here will always cause us pain, but you're forever in our hearts until we meet again. I love you so much, and I miss you. Until we meet again.